Hi, we are the Haley House Farm team, and our main goal was to create an outdoor kitchen for our client Anna. The main thing I learned from this project was how to collaborate with my group and do one design. We all had our own preference for the design, and eventually we had to combine them all together. We had to make our ideas work with the small dimensions and scale, and my main job for the project was to make the design, the layout with the group, and create a space with both privacy and an open public area to make the community feel more welcomed.
For the first phase of the project, we started doing conceptual floor planning that each of my colleagues has done. Each work was one design with their own preferences. Eamon focused on lighting and vegetation, as well as space. While Fernanda wanted an open concept, she placed the island in the center. Nasima did a similar idea, but she wanted to have more counter space also in the center of the visual connection. Emilio thought of the storage in the center. Mine was more focused on both space for the counter and the feeling of familiarity, but also to have some privacy for people. We continue our concept floor planning, but this time we were split into two different groups, and we started combining old conceptual ideas into one drawing. My group brought pieces of our old design ideas so that we all have a piece on the bigger conceptual planning, such as having walls to form a sort of privacy for the people who need it, which was my idea. Nasima had her concept of having space and the island being in the center, and Emilio's had his storage on the island and above the cooking tables as well.
For the floor plan, Fernanda and I wanted to include spaces that would positively influence the experience of visitors as well as Anna. We included a table and a whiteboard on the right side of the room to function as a classroom for visitors. The right side of the room also has an open office in the corner for Anna. On the left side of the room is a bathroom, since we felt it was important to have a bathroom on the farm site. More importantly, on the left side is an L-shaped kitchen and central island table.
For the material of the house, we had an option between wood and steel. We considered the durability and the price of each when deciding. The wood is renewable and less expensive than steel, but can be vulnerable to water damage and decay. It was still a better option due to being recyclable and biodegradable, and most importantly, its affordable price.
After that, we as a group started researching the exact dimensions of the kitchen belongings. As you can see here, this is an example of the table that we used for the kitchen island. The diagram shows the minimum dimensions of the table should be.
For our final bubble diagram, what we did was to have a sense of where the kitchen layout would be at, and the overall planning on where each piece of the kitchen and the office and classroom would be placed at, and as well as other things that would be included, such as the bathroom windows and sliding doors, while everything else from our previous idea has been put here to one pile of circulation, remains the same as the people have access to walk through. However, the pink arrow represents Annie, who is the only person to have access to the office and to be able to pass through the classroom as well. This overall was just a main concept on where the kitchen items would go and the final product of what it looks like now.
To better understand the design scheme, we worked on creating diagrams for the kitchen. The first diagram is a circulation diagram. The red lines show a typical path a user would take. The purple path shows a direct for Anna to her office. This diagram explains where the private and public spaces would be highlighted in red and the public spaces, while the purple room is a private one, which is the office. The cyan color represents a semi-private area, which is the classroom. This diagram represents different programs of the kitchen. Highlighted in yellow is the kitchen area. The pink area is the kitchen island and seating. The blue room is the office, and green represents the the classroom area. Finally, the dark green is a space for a bathroom.
I did some sketches to think about the interior layout and help the design. For the island table, we wanted to include a lot of space for people, so we decided to have a table with benches that were able to slide underneath. To include more storage, we added a bookshelf to the outside of the classroom's entrance while allowing it to be a more private area. We also included sliding doors from the classroom to the office for easy access and flexibility for Anna to expand the learning space. For the kitchen, we did cabinets above the countertops to include more storage for kitchen supplies.
I was in charge of drawing the floor plans, elevations, and sections of the kitchen. In order to do that, I had to first learn different scales. I was struggling to understand how to read feet on the different scales, but actually after doing it a couple times and understanding how to scale down real-life objects, I was able to finally draw the floor plan perfectly on the 1/4 scale with the help of a scale figure. From this experience, I learned that to be an architect, you need to have a lot of patience and precision, because if you are off even by 1 inch, you can mess up the entire drawing. Another part of the process that was difficult was searching the dimensions for each object that was going to be in the space in the kitchen. I had to make sure the height of it would be reached by a person and to see if the width and length would fit in the given space. Once I did that, I drew out the floor plan and made sure to write the dimensions on the plan. Overall, I enjoyed my experience doing this project because since I want to become a professional architect, this gave me insight on the things that architects have to do and the amount of work that is needed and required.
So my role in this project was to work on 3D modeling for the outdoor kitchen. When starting this program, I had a good amount of experience with 3D modeling. While working on the Haley House Farm project, I learned that I only scratched the surface of what programs such as SketchUp have to offer. When working on SketchUp, smaller details form a bigger picture. Adding smaller details to a model really helps to visualize a space, and through extensions such as Enscape, we can use renders to create photorealistic images that truly bring a 3D model to life. 3D modeling helps to show clients our designs and helps to collaborate with clients for potential changes.